What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Wrestling Wednesday. My name is Christopher J. Mr. G is in the building. Thank you guys for tuning in. Back with another week of wrestling topics. Cellular, what's good, man?
What's happening? Let's get this wrestling talk on, man. Let's get it on. We got a lot of things to cover tonight, dog.
Yes, sir. 2 weeks. 2 weeks off. That means we got nothing but items to talk about. But of course, we're gonna keep it dense as much as possible. Let's start with last week's news, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get right into it. There's an Odyssey Jones update. Now, of course, you guys remember we spoke about the Odyssey Jones situation. Now, to catch you guys up, Odyssey Jones was fired for WWE for assault on domestic assault. Now, he has since then broken silence. He was thankful for WWE and the opportunity, and he does seek to go after the people who made false allegations against him, according to his words. So, that being stated, questions started arising like, did WWE jump the gun on this one? Did they jump to the gun? Should they have waited for the information to come out? Now, keep in mind, we all stated, particularly me, if WWE was to fire you, it's only because they have more than enough information to make that decision. Now that he's saying he's innocent, and this is all stemming from a previous ex on a yacht, I believe, if I recall correctly.
We got the video. You want to play the video?
If we got it, yeah, sure, we can pull it up.
Go ahead. It's in the back.
All right. Shoot, I thought he was there with us. All right. Here's Odyssey Jones with his first initial statement since being fired.
Hello, world. My name is Amari Palmer, aka Odyssey Jones. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for giving me the strength to get through these difficult times. As always, all glory to God. Secondly, I would like to say Happy New Year, and I wish you all a great and safe 2025. I'm making this video to address the false allegations. These false claims are coming from a party that I used to prior engage with, and I apologize for taking so long for addressing these false claims, but I had to patiently wait to get an injunction set in place to protect my family, my friends, and myself. I'm currently taking legal action against said party, so I can't speak too much more on it, but there will be more information to come. With that being said, I would like to thank the WWE for the amazing opportunity they've given me in my life. I thank you so much for bringing me on. I'd like to thank all the coaches I've worked with over the years for helping me work on my craft and grow as a person. I'd also like to thank management and creative for putting me in a position for success, as well as thank the fans for the support that you have given me, not only today, but all the way back in day one. With all that being said, the journey continues. I'm ready to get back to doing what I love to do. I'm accepting bookings in 2025, and I thank you all for your support and for your time. I'm wishing you nothing but blessing and love, baby. Big O out.
That was Odyssey Jones giving his side of the story. Now, I'm glad we waited on this one because now that gives me time to think about his apology and the thanks that he gave to WWE. Here's what I read from that. Odyssey Jones pretty much said this. Once it's proven that I'm innocent, you better hire me back. So that's what I took from it, and I can't say I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. You fired you jumped the gun. You fired me. You didn't much let the evidence come out. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep it professional and have a sense of awareness. Like I got no money coming in, so I need to think this clearly. That's why I said I'm accepting bookings all 2025. But that real booking I want is WWE. So that's what I take. That's what I take from that. And also, like I said, I'm innocent to proven guilty. So a lot of people jumped the gun, and I understand why WWE did it since this was during the Vince McMahon time. So they just want to act it swiftly. I think this might come and bite them briefly. But what's your take on it?
Well, no, seeing as to how since the Vince era, there's been a cancellation of contracts early or termination of contracts early. either right when a contract is signed and the ink is still wet, or sometime when it's like somewhere in the middle. Thing is, right? I'm not mad at him for this, putting out this statement. It is a PR move. Don't get me wrong. It's a PR move. He should.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's facing the allegations head on. One, he didn't apologize for what it is that he's alleged to have done. He clearly stated what the problem was. He's setting himself up in a position to make sure that he can defend not only just him, but also his family and his friends. I'm not mad at him for what he did. As far as WWE goes, I get why they did it. Because when it comes down to it, just like you said with the Vince thing, we already in some hot water. We don't need a wrestler on our roster who is falling up under the banner of being up under some allegations, especially when it comes to domestic violence, right? Now, I'm with you in that same boat. After all of this is said and done, I want my job back, but I'm still available for work. But here's the problem. Who's going to pick him up with these allegations sticking on? Because any company that picks him up, you're now harboring those allegations, whether he's innocent or not. You know how in this particular country, you're guilty first. You're not innocent first. So that's the real question. Now, is his product sellable? Him as a wrestler himself? Yeah, he's sellable.
Right.
But them allegations, that's what's going. Hey, baby, I see you in the chat. Them allegations, that's what's going. That's what might hurt him a little bit. But we'll see where it go.
Right. Hey, Ron, how you doing? And TNA. Because what is her name? Let me go find this woman's name. Because to your point, who will pick him up? Technically, the answer is usually going to be nobody. Because, like I said, those type of allegations, that type of heat, it's like you need to go away and come back when all this is resolved. There you go. Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard, ladies and gentlemen, in TNA, Tessa Blanchard is back on the roster full time. She was let go in 2020 or 2018, I can't remember, for racist remarks that she made backstage. So when TNA brought her back a few months ago, a lot of wrestlers in the locker room was pissed off about that. Now, recently, Matt Hardy spoke about second chances. There's like TNA gave me and my brother second chance, so I think we should at least hear her out, at least. To agree, I understand that. Now, I'll also say TNA, if you're going to bring her back, you might as well bring him back. Because you guys are going off of eyewitness or testimonies. They heard her say something racist. Whereas there's nothing proven that he did these acts. Now, if he's guilty of it, fire his ass on the spot, the way I see it. But right now, he's willing to fight and willing to protect his family. He did the right thing by getting all those junctions out the way to protect everybody. But now, as far as second chance go, I would say TNA is the right spot to give him a second chance.
It is. If that's going to be a company that is going to be giving a lot of wrestlers that second chance opportunity to be able to earn a living, right? Because that's what this is about. We don't want you to go broke. We want you to earn a living. We want you to be able to feed your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, whatever allegations that's coming along with you, we can handle that, right? But we don't want TNA just to become the homestay for just second chance wrestlers, right?
Right.
Give him a second chance. I still say let him fight the legal battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And still, because as he comes to the like, if you remember when Tessa Blanchard came back, the first thing they was chanting in the building was she's a racist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to include the allegations about her bullying in the back, being in locker room and backstage. So they just gonna have to take that on. If TNA's a strong enough company, this is not something that they're not used to. As far as Odyssey goes, though, it's gonna be kind of hard. You can't have no interactions with women on camera. Stay away from all interactions with women on camera, bro. Don't pick up a woman. Don't cross chop her. Don't body slam her. Just come in, destroy the ring.
Somebody's gonna write down the script like, I think we got a good idea. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Don't you bring that shit on me. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. You oh my god, that's
I'll walk out that company quick, fast, and hurry. Like, you have me fucked up.
Hey, for reals. Listen, you want me to go do what? You said power bomb female? Nah, we ain't about to do that, big homie. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, when it comes to egalitarian society, this is not what I asked for. We good on that.
I mean, with Trump's back in office, things might ease up a little bit, but you know, this the wrestling world we talking about.
Now, y'all go first. Y'all tell me how it is. Then I'll go. That's how I see it.
I feel you.
Next up, Raw on Netflix, the runtime. I don't know if you guys know this. There's only been 4 matches. 4 promos, 4 matches. You know why? Triple H made it official. We're aiming for 2.5 hours. That came from Triple H himself. Roughly, according to sources, 2.5 hours. And I'm like, you went from 3 hours to 2.5 hours. Now, let me see if I can do this math in my head. Because 2.5 hours, that's what? That's 180 minutes. So, for every hour, there needs to be at least 42 minutes of airtime. And the rest can be commercials. So I said, what's that? 180. So you got 42 minutes. Now that's 84 minutes. So and it's 21 minutes for 30-minute increments. So what's that? So 42, 84, 101 minutes. There needs to be 101 minutes of runtime. I have 2.5 hours. I have a problem with that. Because those
4 matches, I have a problem. Shit.
Huh?
4 matches, I have a problem. That's
the problem because you went for I don't know how many matches. I need to start counting the matches on SmackDown. I think they give us at least 5 or more. Yeah, I 2.5. Come on, man. What I will understand if the pitch is we just got to Netflix. Let's get situated. Then let's go ahead and get more 30 minutes. Because keep in mind, these 2.5 hours including commercials, ladies and gentlemen. So, and when you go back and watch it on replay, they take the commercials out. So I need to go back to see the first 2 weeks to see how many minutes has Raw been playing airtime. Because I do think you knew. I think 2.5 is cheating the customers. And I mean, that's the only reason why I say that is because 4 matches is cheating the customers.
You're talking about people who's paying for Netflix. They're literally paying these subscriptions. Not to include y'all got paid. How much did they get paid? How much is this contract?
I think they paid them $5 billion.
$5 billion for 4 matches. Now, don't get me wrong. How many Mondays is in a year? Let me see. There's 52 weeks in a year, so you got 52 Mondays for 4 matches. That's 52 times 4 is somewhere around there.
That's 200. That's 208.
208 matches in 1 year. I want to see the math on how many matches go on Thursdays, right? On SmackDown.
Oh yeah, on Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays. On SmackDown.
I think. Let me see something.
You're not doing enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have trouble pulling up the results. Like I would on pay-per-views. That would be much easier. I think you get 5 matches or 6 at the most on Fridays, but let's just say 5.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough. I mean, for my money that I'm paying every month to watch wrestling only on Mondays. Unless I'm just not going to pay for Netflix, and then I'll catch the recap either on social media or on Fridays for SmackDown
or on YouTube
that's why I said social media.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, they need to step it up. Cut out all of this bland. For those who are in the service industry, you know what I mean when I say dead air. Cut out all of this dead air when it comes to this mic time. They're not that good on the mic. Don't get me wrong. And now here comes my weekly gripe with creative. Y'all are terrible at this. Stop trying to put them up to have them in this scene of you're trying to create a storyline, a drama storyline on the microphone when they're not that good on the microphone. You don't have a whole lot of people who's good on the microphone like that. Out of the roster right now for Raw, I expect maybe 8 good people on that microphone, but I don't want to see those same 8 people every week. You need to get with the program, give us at least 6 matches, at least for 2.5 hours, including commercials. That's not enough for what I'm paying every month. I'm only getting 4 Mondays out of a month, if not that 5 on that lucky Monday. I mean, that lucky month, but that's only twice a year. Get these people off the microphone or send them to school, send them to microphone school. Let them learn how to cut a legit promo to actually make me want to come back to next week Monday, not just sit here and listen to people talk on addendum just to fill in time. That's bull.
Right. I have no problem with what you're saying. 4 matches is cheating the customers. I do not like the only. I'm not gonna hold you guys. The only reason why I still have Netflix is because of Monday Night Raw. Otherwise, I don't need Netflix. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm not a Netflix guy at all. I'm not gonna say Netflix ain't came through in the clutch like maybe a handful of times in my lifetime. But otherwise, I'm not a Netflix person at all. I'm more so Hulu versus Netflix. The only reason why I have Netflix is because of Monday Night Raw. And if it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna have to get to the point to where you got to, I don't know, do a hashtag like we want more or something to that extent. Like I said, as far as Raw goes, I gotta be honest. It it has nothing to do with Netflix. It has everything to do with you guys are focusing on certain storylines and it's not hitting that well, in my opinion. Now let's see what happens next week, Monday. They're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Cody Rhodes will be there. We're just going we're just going to have to see because first, because when it comes to main events, Seth and CM Punk underperformed. When it came to last week's main event, uh, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I it was good. No, let me give it credit. They actually did their thing. Although I do believe they could have done more, even with the getting hit with the stretcher. They're performing that spot from in the crowd. It was cool. It was cool.
It was
And
better than what CM did, and it was
of
better
course,
than
of course,
what Punk. I mean, what
Seth.
Seth did.
Yeah, that was much better. And last
Mm-hmm.
week's rematch, WrestleMania rematch, I didn't have a problem with Seth and Drew McIntyre at all. They're gonna Seth is gonna be Seth, Drew's gonna be Drew, and these are much more ring ready wrestlers. So I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with what happened after the match too. But here's the one thing I'm starting to notice: they're moving Raw as NXT, where NXT you'll have different matches every other week, or you'll see your favorite wrestlers every other week. Though 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off. That way, we circulate the roster and we make sure everybody gets airtime. And of course, if you are part of the main storylines, like your Gunther, your Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and CM Punk, it's like you guys gonna have to show up to work every week because you're just that part of you're a major deal in the storyline. Whereas everybody else put them in circulation. This is what Triple H did in NXT, so I think he's doing that on Raw now.
Which would make sense. Excuse me. Which would make sense, as long as what the product that you're pushing out actually goes with the vision, goes with their intent, right? Because as a wrestling fan, I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this lightly because this is just my honest feelings on it. It almost feel like it's malicious. You see what I'm saying? To push a product like that. But as far as what they did with the main event of the night, right? With the closing, they did okay, right? I guess okay, I'll be honest. I have a bias because I want more than what they're giving. because I expect more than what they're giving, right?
Right.
Because it's still early into the product. Now, with them switching over to Netflix, I was thinking that y'all had more creative freedom to really go balls to the wall and like just hammer it to the wall. But what I'm seeing is that they have to take their time, they have to grow into it. And maybe it's just me as a wrestling fan that I want more than what they're willing to give right now. But y'all come next week, y'all got 2 weeks. Y'all got 2 raw episodes to like really pique my interest and convince me as to why it is I need to continue to keep watching the product that y'all putting out. That's just being honest.
Yeah, because honestly, and also with the Raw being on, when Raw was on USA, and when they dropped down to 2 hours, they still gave us something a little bit more electrifying than this. I think they're holding back, and I don't know why. But like you said, you get them 2 weeks. I'm gonna give them a little bit more time, so we gotta figure this out. We just got to figure this out before we lose our minds. And speaking of losing our minds, let's go to NXT. Corey Graves. Corey Graves was on NXT last night. Now I didn't watch the full episode. I just went straight to the main event. But for those who don't know, Corey Graves is no longer on SmackDown. He's no longer on Raw or any of the pay-per-views. They decided to switch him out and throw him to NXT. Now, needless to say, he was not too happy about that. And because of that, you haven't seen him all year round, all year long until yesterday. And he had legit griping and was really upset at WWE to the point where when he got to Orlando, NXT said, go home. Or the WWE officer told him, you need to go. Now, I would say this with Corey. And this will tie into Obafemi and Eddie Thorpe main event. Theodore Long pretty much said this, and I agree. You're on contract. Regardless where they put you, you're still getting paid. Stop complaining and go back to work. And I agree with that. Yes, we all have dreams and aspirations and goals where you want to go within your business. That's the difference between a job and a career. But in moments like this, you have to remain professional and you have to get to work. Because a lot of people would think this is him getting depromoted from SmackDown or Raw all the way down to NXT. Albeit he owns his own wrestling company, I don't believe Booker T takes this as a downgrade or anything like that. So you need to, and let's tie it to Obafemi and Eddie Thorpe. You need to reunite your passion, and I think NXT is the best place to go because I didn't see the whole show. I will watch it tomorrow. But if you saw how Corey Graves was into that last match, you know that was the real Corey Graves. You know his passion for wrestling is still there. And it's something about NXT that does that. Like, I may not know any of these wrestlers, but there's something about NXT that if my spirits of wrestling is down, like it is for Monday Night Raw, NXT will get me right back up. So I'm glad Corey Graves came to work. I'm glad I saw what I saw, and because of that, and we'll get into Obafemi and Eddie Thorpe real quick later. But what's your take on the Corey Graves situation?
I'm gonna tell you straight up. There was another wrestler who I love to death, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know this situation reminded me of the Stone Cold Steve Austin situation, right? Mm-hmm. And there was something that said by who was it that talked to Stone Cold Steve Austin to get him back?
JR.
And JR said something to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I was listening to what JR had said to him and how Stone Cold replied to it. But then I heard Stone Cold talk to Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon, because who Vince is, he told him the hard truth. You went into business for yourself. And you never go into business for yourself in this business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Corey, right? Corey.
Yep.
Corey went into business for himself. I understand you may not like where you are. That's fine. You still have a job As a matter of fact, you might even get better opportunities with where you are based on your performance. But because you in your feelings and you're going into business for yourself, you're not thinking about the next man. You're not thinking about the guy who has to go out there and wrestle with you. That's how he get paid too. You're not thinking about the other wrestlers that's on that card who need you to show up and do your job. You're not thinking about the business. You're not thinking about the workers. You're not thinking about the people who's doing the lighting, doing the ring setup. You're not thinking about the customers. You're not thinking about the people who are working. You yourself, sir, went into business for yourself. I don't personally. I'm glad that they brought him back. I'm glad that he came to work. But at the same time, you're gonna go into business for yourself. Keep that same energy. Because if you do it once just because you didn't like the setup, you'll do it again. And if something that's big on the line and you're going to go into business for yourself, how can we rely on you? But I'm glad that he came back, and I'm glad that he actually I'm glad that he actually came to work and did his job. But don't let that happen again, though.
Right. That's fair. That is a fair assessment. That's a fair statement. And it's like this is no hard feelings to Corey Graves. I like the guy. I don't. I remember when ESPN did a special on him and Xavier Woods, for that matter, about transitioning from being a wrestler to being a commentator, how that conversation went. So I like it. I like Corey Graves. And like I said, we're so passionate about our job, we get caught up into it. We have to remember to be professionals at the end of the day. And it's not like me, I'm telling Corey Graves how to do his job. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with professionalism. But don't get it twisted. We understand when you're so wrapped up in something, your passion gets tied into it, and when it doesn't go your way, you kind of look at things different. So I understand why he did what he did. I just wish he didn't do it. But like I said, we are back. He's on TV. I will watch full NXT tomorrow just to see if any storylines is brewing up. But how he called Obafemi in the Eddie Thorpe match, I knew Corey Graves was back. And that's what NXT does. Obafemi defended his NXT title for the first time against Eddie Thorpe. Now, him being 310 pounds from Nigeria, we expect him to dominate. Let me give Eddie Thorpe his flowers. That was a hell of a performance that I saw from that match. He stayed in the match. He sold the match. He made it look like he could hang with Oba, which means he could hang with the top stars of NXT. So this is your key heel going forward. I don't know where Ethan Page is. I don't know if he's going to go into the Royal Rumble or not, but keep this Eddie Thorpe guy. I like what I'm seeing with Eddie Thorpe. And Oba is going to be Oba. He dominated. The crowd was into it. And I like how he what they say? Brought over talent. What is the word for that?
No transition talent.
No, when you're trying to put over talent. There you go.
Oh yeah.
I like how Obafemi put over Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe did an exceptional job last night. I enjoyed the match. Obafemi dominant, and of course, this is going to lead to him being on the Grayson Waller effect next week. Jesus. So we're definitely going to see that. So if you haven't seen the match, you need to watch it. It's on YouTube. The full match is on YouTube right now.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, that was a good match. I'm proud of what I saw from Obafemi, Eddie Thorpe, and like Corey Graves. Watch. You're going to get a new Corey Graves moving forward, and this is going to be the best Corey Graves. Now, I'm going to be a little bit sad when he goes to Raw or SmackDown because we all know what's his name? Jesus. Raw commentator, not Michael Cole. Damn. Pat McAfee. We all know Pat McAfee is probably going to leave WWE later on before college season starts. So that's when I see Corey Graves going to Raw. But trust me, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him on NXT. That's what I say. That's what NXT does to everybody.
To be honest with you, I could see Pat leaving because of football season coming up. And also, Pat's a busy guy. He does a lot. He does his own podcasting and all this, that, and the other. When he leaves, just make sure y'all leave that door open and bring him back,
Oh, he's
because
always coming back.
yeah, he does an amazing job. And let's not forget, the man can perform if you need him to. Let's not forget what he did in WWE.
100%. They try to say that this is probably a angle they was working to get Corey Graves versus Pat McAfee. I said, this is not an angle. He is legit pissed off. And I don't think I want to see a Corey Graves and Pat McAfee's wrestling match, honestly. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't got time to see that. Matter of fact, I would rather see Pat McAfee versus Dominic Mysterio. Like, I can see that match happening more so. Corey Graves. I'm not ready to see Corey Graves because I loved him. I love him as a commentator. I'm not saying he wasn't a good wrestler, but commentator Corey Graves, you could pencil him into the Hall of Fame real soon.
Yeah, you could, but now you got me thinking of against Pat Mc. Where's Ricochet at? Is Ricochet in AEW? Or is he?
Yeah, he's in AEW. He's beefing with Swerve Strickland.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and Swerve Strickland is a lot bigger than I originally projected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I seen him before, and now I see a tower. No. Let me figure this out. How tall is Strickland? Because that looks like a grown ass man that I saw.
6'1".
God damn, my height? Shit.
Your height. That's a big motherfucker.
Hey, shout out to Swerve, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get him back into that title picture with John Moxley. I know they're working. It's a John Moxley and Edge story about to brew up. Although I think they're gonna revert back to Bryan Danielson, but we'll check that out in the due time.
Yeah.
Pleasantly pretentious. Hey, how you doing? Ricochet's in AEW. He actually is cutting pretty decent heel promos right now. Yeah, he's suited and booted. He did something graphic, busting open Swerve, I believe. And it's taking a different approach. This is a Ricochet we haven't seen before. So it's like, okay, let's see this play out more, because although AEW is going on, had their own issues with the management right now, they're still allowing wrestlers to invest into their characters. So let's see where Ricochet's going with this. I know they got their revenge because Homeboy hit Ricochet in the back of the chair, and Swerve Strickland came back with the chain and just was ready to start whooping his ass, but Ricochet last minute got out of there. So that's
go ahead.
So yeah, I do believe I want to see a Swerve and Ricochet match. I want to see how that actually plays out.
Pleasantly pretentious says you got to realize something. Average size WWE guys are still giants amongst the AEW roster. Correct. Shelton Benjamin looks like Brock Lesnar next to these niggas. Listen, let me just tell you something.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
That is a whole fact. And let me tell you, I'm glad that you brought up the name Shelton Benjamin. He's still putting in work. How old is Shelton? What, late 40s, early 50s?
He has to be in his early 50s right now.
Yeah, he got to be in his early 50s. So, yeah, he's still putting in that work and looking good. His body of work looks great.
49 years old.
49 years old. Still putting on a show. And yeah, a lot of those AEW guys, they get small. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, they're undersized.
Yeah, they undersized. And then you got a lot of older guys. You got a lot of veterans over there and stuff like that. But they do got some good product. They got some good talent over there. They're a little bit on the smaller side. You don't have too many heavy hitters. You ain't got your giants like that. You do got Giant over there, but yeah. You got Bobby over there, which Bobby, he's doing great work over there at AEW. But yeah, Swerve, Bobby, who else? Who else is over? What's my man's name? The big guy? He comes out with silver hair now. Big, huge motherfucker.
Jesus. Keith Lee?
Keith Lee. And Keith Lee's still over there?
I believe so. I haven't heard any releases yet.
I think Keith Lee is still there. Hold up. Let me check that out.
Well,
Because I
that's his
believe
gray hair now. He old now. But let me see.
Keith Lee. Wrestler. Yeah, he in AEW.
No, not that Keith Lee. Good God. I don't care about this dude's food preference.
No, not that Keith Lee.
Yeah, just mother stupid ass Google.
Bobby and Shelton just became. Yep, they see. Oh, really? Bobby and Shelton just became tag team champs tonight. Great. Now here's the problem. Who do you put against them? And this is where the problem lies.
That's okay. But keep in mind, remember the Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
Why did they break up? Vince said, I have to sell to the crowd that you guys are beatable. Who's gonna beat y'all?
Who's gonna beat them? Especially after that beatdown that they gave on what's those two boys' names? They came out there with the table, and they went out there and just beat the living hell out of them. I can't. It was APA beatdown. Hold on, let me look that up because I'll never forget that. That was all a shoot. Public Enemy. That's what it was. Beat the hell out of them in the middle of the ring. And yeah, but now with Bobby and Shelton, all right, cool. On that AEW roster, who we putting up against them? We ain't got no who we putting up against them. Especially they're the two biggest guys over there. But all right, no problem. Right. Unless you about to do Chris Jericho and
hell no. Stop it. And I like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's a GOAT. Hell no. And also, real quick, while we on AEW, let's give MVP his flowers while he's still here.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know how long I'm gonna go, but I'll be here as long as my body allows me. So he is contemplating retirement in retirement. I don't think he's gonna retire from being a manager, but we need to give this man his flowers. He is goated as well.
Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, they could go against Bobby and Shelton. Kenny Omega and Will
they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. You do know they're gonna lose the first fight, right? They're gonna lose.
because it's Bobby and yeah.
They will get blindsided. There is going to be a one-sided ass whooping, so they're gonna have to lose once, maybe twice, just to actually get a good feel for the opponents, a study for them, and that way you can write in the storyline like, okay, here's the weaknesses. Let's start exploiting it. So that way, the third match can be a little bit closer, but it might still be a toss-up of who will win. But even then, I think that Shelton and Bobby's going to have to go through 1/3 of the roster just to, if they hasn't been proven already, legitimate badasses, legitimate brawlers, you're not going to win. And once they lose the title, I want Bobby Lashley AEW champion.
I'm just be honest with you. I've been checking out a lot of AEW lately. They're trying to push Kenny as a solo guy when he comes back, according to some reports, but things can't change.
Right, but he's a solo guy, honestly.
Kenny's always been a solo. Well, minus Bullet Club. Don't forget he was in Bullet Club for a minute.
Okay, fair enough. But
over in NJPW.
Yeah, but when he was in AEW, it's all for the most part, it's always been solo. Even if he was to team up with somebody, all eyes is on Kenny.
Yeah. Well, that's because of who Kenny is, but I can see Kenny and Will Ospreay, or if things have to come straight, the Hurt Syndicate can get broken up, and you might have some opposition in there. But a Raw, if you don't put on a better product, guess what I'm gonna be watching on Mondays?
Hey,
clips of AEW, like for real. I'm just be honest with you, like y'all better start putting in work. I'm telling you. Oh shoot! The Rated R Superstars over there in AEW too.
Who?
Adam.
Yeah, Edge is there. Edge been there.
Edge is there. Damn, I forgot.
Adam Copeland. I'm sorry, he's going by the Rated R Superstar. Adam Copeland is the name he's going by. They're
Mhm.
banking on that big Okada and Omega rematch. Of course. Yeah, knock that out the way before you even think about putting gold on him. I don't know about tag team gold, but that would be the only people that I could think that can go up against. So now, unless you want to, but I don't want to do Swerve versus the Syndicate. I don't. I'm not ready for that.
Understandable. Cool. What we got?
All right, let's get into it. We won't be here too long, ladies and gentlemen. We need to give this man his flowers. We're talking about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman decided to visit Logan Paul's podcast on Impulsive, excuse me. And it was a nice, candid conversation. I enjoyed the interview. I'll be going back to watch it again. There's a clip in that interview that I'm actually have to use for my show, but it's just not a wrestling clip. But yeah, I saw that he's going by Cope now. I'm not calling him that. I'm not even calling him by his full name. I'm not.
He's still gonna be Edge.
Yeah,
He's still gonna be Edge.
it's still going to be Edge. I'll say Adam Copeland. I'm not calling him Cope. I refuse. That's not happening. But with Paul Heyman, this man has done it all. They brought up stories about how he snuck into Madison Square Garden and how he got into the Madison Square Garden. He pretended to be some out of the media, and this is back in the day. Pretended to be in media, sneaked in. He was either between the age of 15 or 17. I can't remember. Got a picture with Vince McMahon Sr. Vince McMahon Sr. And he's been in the wrestling business since then. Those were one of the few stories that stuck out to me in this interview. So the question now is, ladies and gentlemen, is he a GOAT or is he the GOAT? Now, let's play this clip and we'll get to that momentarily.
I do it live.
Yeah. Widely regarded as one of the greatest managers and creative minds in the history of professional wrestling.
I'm not flattered by that at all.
Well,
I'm not flattered by the one.
it?
No, it's the one of. You're both in. Well, I know you are. You just had a baby. You're both in committed relationships now, right?
Yep.
So if your significant other wakes up next to you and says, "You're one of the best lovers I've ever had,"
One of.
is it, "Hey, honey, we're spending the morning in bed," or is it a call to the divorce lawyer?
Yeah.
And one of is not flattering at all.
So-
the object is to be the greatest.
What do you have to do for them to change this Wikipedia from one of the greatest to widely regarded as the greatest manager and creative mind of all time?
Well, that's if anybody takes Wikipedia seriously. And when they write one of as their credentialed biography of Paul Heyman, it immediately kills their credibility. And anybody that follows this industry knows I'm not one of anything, and that I am the GOAT, and that it should be acknowledged and accepted and respected and worshiped. And then when they read Wikipedia and it goes one of, they look at that, and I'll say it into that camera right there, they go, "Fuck Wikipedia."
Yeah.
And if Wikipedia would like to unfuck that fuck, then they are welcome to change that biography into what is historically accurate.
Yeah, 100%. You are the GOAT. Just got
Yes, him, Seth Rollins, and others are great interviewers. But yes, there you go. Is he one of, or is he the GOAT? And quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest. As soon as Brock Lesnar broke Undertaker's streak, I said, "Oh shit, you gotta put him in the GOAT category now. You have to put him in the GOAT category." Not to say I didn't know what he did in ECW. I definitely didn't know what happened before ECW, but it was that time I had to say, Paul Heyman's the GOAT. Look who he has managed previously. Look at his the key piece. I can actually make the argument that he's actually the glue in the wrestling business that ties everything together.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that he is the glue of wrestling. He does not get enough respect for what he has done in this industry. Yes, we understand ECW. We understand he was a commentator at first. We understand who he has represented and to what he's representing now. I say, yeah. Anything yeah, we gotta stop being disrespectful. This is the greatest. This is the greatest key figure of wrestling of all time. Greatest measure, sure, but as far as the key piece of the wrestling, this business does not exist if it wasn't for Paul Heyman.
This business and other businesses that folds into this business, right? You gotta understand just how pivotal Paul Heyman is. And yes, the ECW that he built, you got to remember, he battled with other companies for quite some time and even actually outperformed him to where, I'm sorry, outperformed them, even to the point where they had to come to him and tell him to tone it down. He said, no, I'm not toning it down. We're going to have the most, in your face, impactful product that we can produce. This man brought up a company and actually had it absorbed into another company. Not only that, look at the wrestlers that he's managed. Look at your Brock Lesnar. Who else did he manage? Who else did he manage?
Brock Lesnar, Big Show,
Big Show,
Roman Reigns, obviously, CM Punk.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has.
He produces nothing but heat, and even when he came to work with WWE, because it wasn't WWF at the time, even when he came to work to WWE, he came with that heat. He came with professionalism. He came with a structure. He improved the product to the point to where it got to the level where it was at. But because of creative, they watered the product down. But he is still the glue that holds this whole entire business together. There's no company that you can go to without mentioning the name of Paul Heyman, and they don't know who he is because he's done business with a little bit of everybody, and he's masterful at doing it. So he's definitely the GOAT.
Yes, he is. Pretentious. Heyman, in my opinion, is my GOAT booker of all time. ECW is a blueprint that modern wrestling still steals from, and he's the reason why SmackDown was hot in early 2000 and my GOAT manager. Early 2000, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, yes, he did play a part in that early years. Was he on SmackDown? No, he was on Raw. Yeah, he was on Raw. He wasn't on SmackDown. That was Michael Cole and Taz at the time. And Jerry the King Lawler as well. So, and because you always had that sense of when he was on the field, because at that time, I'm not going to hold you guys, although I was not privy to ECW, nor did I know who ran it at the time. When I saw Paul Heyman, he was an annoying commentator, heel commentator to be exact. So I didn't know too much about him. Then when he came back into wrestling, Brock Lesnar, then the other wrestlers came in, the CM Punks, Big Shows, and then ultimately Roman Reigns as currently. So I didn't know too much about him. But when you sit back and you hear this man talk, like when he goes on these interviews, not interviews, like these one-man shows that he does, and he tells like nothing but stories of what goes on in the wrestling industry, I'm sitting down and I'm listening. Like the one thing he did tell, one day we'll go over it. Behind the scenes of 21-1, where he didn't give too much, he just left you wondering. Was 21-1 scripted, or did Brock Lesnar go off the script? And I'm over here, and it was on TikTok at the time when I saw it. I'm over here looking up interviews, like, hold on, where's part 2 of this? I want to hear this story. And he just captivated the audience. And Paul Heyman is a great storyteller. And he credited that to, what's Cody's father's? Dusty Rhodes. When he tells a story about anything wrestling, you can't help but to literally stop everything what you're doing and listen. He's that great of a storyteller because he's been in this business since he was a teenager, literally a teenager, and how he has grown everything to where it's at. Ladies and gentlemen, because originally I had this title, Paul Heyman is a GOAT, I said, no, that's disrespectful. Paul Heyman is the GOAT. Paul Heyman will be respected. There will be no Paul Heyman slander, not on this platform. Storyline, okay, Paul Heyman, the character, we understand, but Paul Heyman, the glue, never, ever, ever. Never going to happen, ever.
There's nothing that can be said bad about Paul Heyman. I mean, other than some business ventures that may have went bad, that's fine. I can take that. But as far as him not being the GOAT,
That's his business. It happens.
Everything fails in business. You see what I'm saying? If a business run perfectly, I have questions. Now, when a business is facing challenges and they persevere, I don't have questions because every business fails at some point in time. But for everything that Paul Heyman has done since he has been in the elder years, the early years of his wrestling career in the business, he's done a good damn job at it. And I cannot do anything but applaud that man for what he's done. It's just that simple.
Right. Now,
Pleasantly Pretentious says, just to showcase his influence, the WCW Cruiserweight division, aka Ray, Eddie, Benoit, Jericho, etc., were pulled from ECW. The edgier direction of WWF, WCW in the late 90s was originated by Heyman. Thank you. All of that came from, I'm telling you, that man has set the standard for a lot of companies of how you can get ads and seats. And when you push out a great product like that, you cannot deny the man that he's not the GOAT.
Yeah, he definitely have an eye. I remember he had Rey Mysterio, and I don't remember that from the when WWE was going up against Alliance, and Ray made a decision to rock with WWE. Now, during one of those one-man shows, he talked about how Chris Benoit is his top 5 technical wrestler. And I have to think about that. I was like, Chris Benoit's top 5? Oh, there's a particular name he used. I was like, can I name 5 technical wrestlers better than Chris Benoit? And it's going to be hard for me to, because I can name Daniel. I don't think I'm putting Daniel Bryan over Chris Benoit, but I can mention Daniel Bryan. I can mention who else? And I tried to do it at the time. I probably came up with a couple of wrestlers' names, but you can't name. I'll give it to Paul Heyman. He has an eye for time because I can't name 5 wrestlers, technical wrestlers that are better than Chris Benoit. Just Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Fuck, I really can't name. I gotta think. I might have to think about that one because I really can't name. I can name 2. I can't name any.
When it comes to Chris Benoit,
technical wrestlers,
it's going to be hard to name people above him.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard to do that. Now, of course, the WWE don't want to recognize that, but
we understand, and we understand why.
We have their reasons why.
Chris Benoit will be mentioned on Wrestling Wednesdays. Like I understand why certain promotions don't bring up certain wrestlers' name. We will bring them up here. I understand Chris Benoit did a very, very, very bad thing in his personal life. We're talking about Chris Benoit, the professional wrestler. And to his point, like I said, I cannot name 5 other technical wrestlers. Chris Benoit, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Shit, I'm really trying to think of 2 other names and I really can't. I'm not even going to try.
It's going to be hard. I told you it's going to be hard to do that.
I might have to. God damn. Hold on. Oh, let me go back to the Attitude Era. Maybe there's somebody in the Attitude Era. Kurt Angle. Okay. Kurt Angle. But I cannot put him above Chris. I can't put none of these wrestlers above Chris Benoit.
Hard to do that.
I can't put none of them because I by that case I could throw in Chad Gable, but if Kurt Angle not going above Chris Benoit, I'm for damn sure not putting Chad Gable there. So that's a tough one. In no order for technical wrestling, to me, it's Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Bret the Hitman Hart, Daniel Bryan and Ric Flair.
Let me go down this line a little bit. Kurt, very good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't the best Kurt until he became Kurt on a perk. I'm just being Perk Angle was the best Kurt that there ever was. If you don't know who Perk Angle is, go look up Perk Angle, baby. That's the best Kurt you gonna ever get. To hell with the antics, to hell with the milk truck. Get the perk. Now, Chris Benoit just can't. No. This is just, it's Benoit. Brett, good point with Brett. Would I put Brett above Chris? No, I would not put Brett above Chris. As much as I like Bret Hart, I would not put him above Chris. Brian, I would say Brian is up there. And then Flair's good. Flair's really damn good. But because of the last 20 years of his career, I have to say Flair, it kind of tainted my opinion of Flair a little bit, because I still want the old school Flair, but his body of work in the last 20 years kind of tainted that, and it's hard to forget it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where that fall with Flair. But still, Brett, I put Chris above Brett. Brian, he's right up there. Brian is damn good. Very technical. Kurt on a perk. Ain't nobody being Kurt on the perk, baby. I'm sorry.
Saying that.
Ain't nobody being Kurt on the perk, baby. You gotta understand.
Excuse my co-host. I don't know what he's doing.
Kurt on the perk, baby.
I'm ignoring you right about
Backflip off the top of the cage.
Kurt Angle. Oh, excuse me. Kurt Angle arguably gave Benoit his best matches. Please watch Royal Rumble 2008 with Kurt and Benoit. It is underrated classic. He's not lying about that when it comes to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle does pull out the best matches out of people. Also, I want you guys to go watch. It was SmackDown. It was in what's his hometown? In Quebec, Canada, I believe. I'm gonna look up his hometown. Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold for the heavyweight championship on SmackDown. That was a hell of a match. I forgot what year it was, but that was a hell of a match. Like I said, I understand why we're not talking about Chris Benoit, the man. We're talking about Chris Benoit, the wrestler. We have to be respectful and not ignore his contribution. He was a hell of a wrestler. Now,
yeah, he was.
Let's get into the next video, and this will be the last video. This is we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame. And all the things that went behind the scenes. So here it is. We'll be right back.
Accurate.
Yeah, 100%. You are the GOAT. Just got
100%.
inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Congrats.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. They'll never give me that platform again.
Yeah, you definitely you gave it your all out there.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do it in Philadelphia, and that was one of the impetuses. Impeti? Is that the word?
I don't know. I like it.
Let's say impeti. Let's make up the word.
Yep.
If that's one of the impeti of putting me in, well, then that I told them up front, if you want me to do this in Philly, it's not going to be family friendly, PG, Paul Heyman, the wise man. Oh, well, thank you so very much, and I acknowledge my tribal chief. This is you can put me in Philly, we're going for it. And they were all like, yeah, that's what we want out of it.
Good. Yeah. The crowd started chanting, "You deserve it," which, by the way, must be nice. I've never gotten that chant. But then you said, "Yeah, you're damn right. I fucking deserve it."
Yeah, you fucking right. I deserve it. Yeah, and it's funny because I had no idea how to open. I winged the whole speech.
Yes, he did. He 100% did. I believe him. I 100% believe that he won it. Winged it. Excuse me. That was a great match. It was 2001. Thank you. Benoit was this close to beating Austin. He was. I haven't seen so many German suplexes or any suplexes for that matter in my life in one match. Maybe Benoit, maybe Brock Lesnar surpassed him on that, but you want to talk about what do you call it? A masterclass of how to wrestle and sell an audience and keep them intrigued from bell to bell. Go watch Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was a great match. But let's get to the Hall of Fame. That speech was legendary. And I can tell, honestly, sorry, I'm just getting something fixed. I can tell he winged it. That was evident. It's like if you want people to be at its most authentic, don't put a script in front of them. Don't let them rent them out. Just let it come straight from the head, straight from the heart, and you get what you get. So from that entire speech, it was very Philly. It was very ECW, as it should be. Now, my only gripe about that Hall of Fame is, why did you have him go first? Because report says after his speech, people started leaving. And it's like, yeah, I can't. You gave me the main event. I saw my guy. All right, we out of here. Let's go ahead and head. Hate to be stereotypical. Let's head to the nearest Philly cheesesteak spot and let's go home and get something to eat. WrestleMania tomorrow.
Pretty much. And you know what? Would you say that it was kind of kept under wraps because of business purposes?
What was kept on the wraps? The behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to tell everybody how the food is made, but
Mhm.
but yeah, they said this is what they wanted. I'm pretty sure they
Mhm.
regret it, but
Mhm.
but you have to keep the front and say, yeah, this is what we really wanted. No, the fuck y'all
Mhm.
did not.
I'm gonna tell you like this: it's being sold that way for a reason, right? Because you'll find out a lot that what happens in the front is not what's actually going on in the back.
Of
That's
course.
just being told. That's just like the government, right? And this is
Uh-huh.
not a government channel, but that's just like the government with any business. You don't want to show the whole picture. You'll show them the canvas, but you won't show them the paint, or the other way
Mhm.
around. Truth of the matter is, they probably got something cooking up in the back, right?
Mhm.
But my biggest thing was when I caught a glimpse of that, my thing was, as much as there is all of these wrestlers doing podcasting, you got to keep some things like sacred, right? Because you don't want any slips, you don't want any information getting out about what's actually going on behind the scenes, but also at the same time, you got to keep the people invested. And whether
Mhm.
they like it or not, we all know how baby faces and heel runs. That even goes with promos, right? Thing is, you gotta keep set. You can't let your left know what your right doing. And unfortunately, we just gonna have to wait and see what's happening.
Um, I don't think. To your point, yes, you don't want to tell everybody because with Vince McMahon, nobody's going to know, or Vince McMahon is not going to confirm it. Whereas Triple H said we're not about to insult everybody's intelligence like they didn't do with Penta when he made his debut last week. But they have to. What WWE is focusing on is, for the most part, is saving face as much as possible, and also it's like trying to not insult the intelligence of the customer. So regarding the Hall of Fame, I know that's not what they wanted. They're lying if that's if they say that, because if that was the case, I will believe though if Paul Heyman went last, because how they orchestrated that show and how he was the first one out. I was like, I don't know what WWE was thinking. I understand the idea of honoring The Rock's grandmother and Rock receiving the People's Championship belt from Muhammad Ali's widow, but I don't. Yes, I understand there's something brewing. I just don't know. I don't know what it is or why they would be doing it at this point. The Hall of Fame is done. We understand they screwed up with how they had each inductee presented, but just learn from that mistake and don't do it again. That's the only thing I can say. And also make sure everybody has a speech ready and they stick to the speech, so that way you don't have to worry about any delays in the live streaming because you have to. So many F-bombs were dropped.
Yeah, slip ups happen, emotions run high,
Oh, that
and
was that was. Let's make this. No. Let's make this perfectly clear. That was not no damn slip up. What he said, he meant it was intentional. He said it. We got evidence.
I was trying to give him a slate. Yeah, I was
Hell
trying to
nah! Don't you give him shit. He said, "Nah, I said it. You want Paul Heyman? You got fucking Paul Heyman." That's what he said.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, hey, that's Paul Heyman. That's why he's the GOAT. I was trying to give him a slip up slate, but nah. All right,
Hell
cool.
nah.
Still, yeah, but
go ahead.
That's the business, man. Like and sometimes you got to put a little like old girl that was on the mic. Who was that? The light skinned girl,
Jay Parker.
Jada Parker, is that her name? I can't remember her name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When she was like, "Let's go, baby," and she was going off. Hey, listen, sometimes heat is good, and not all heat is good.
Jada Parker. I'm sorry, I call her Jay Parker, but I said that's not her full name. Jada Parker.
Sometimes heat is good, and when it's necessary, it's necessary. If it's gonna bring eyeballs and put ass in seats, bring the eyeballs, put the ass in. I'm gonna beat your ass. I swear.
My bad.
She ain't got your number. Anywho,
what's the DMs? What's
oh boy, I swear to God, you get on my nerves. Come on, man.
We host a wrestling podcast. I think you'll be a great addition.
Oh boy, if you get Jada Park on here, you don't get Nia Jax. I'm telling you, we have a problem. All right, we have a problem. I might get in trouble by Rob, but we have a problem.
She busy, but we'll see what we do. We'll see what we do. She's on some but since we're on the topic, give me 2 men and women you want to see inducted this year. If you want to be extra, you can also pick who inducts them.
This year?
This year. Who 2 men and 2 women to be inducted? Well, let me start with the women. I don't hold on. Let me double check, guys. I don't think she's inducted.
Nia Jax.
Stop it.
Yep. Nia Jax. No question. She goes in first. Second. What's the girl that picked up Nia Jackson powerbombed her? Bailey something? No, I'm choosing her.
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Jade Cargill. Nia Jackson, Jade Cargill. For the men, damn, I don't. Is Roman in there? I don't want to put Roman in there. I don't want to put Roman in there, but I'm thinking about what John Cena said. Roman has been pulling gates. He's been putting in a body of work, so but definitely put Cody in there though. That's just my pick.
Jesus. My pick got inducted in 2018. I forgot about that. Alicia Fox and Stacy Keibler. Let me know. Hold on. I know that Alicia Fox is not Let me see. Stacy Keibler is in the Hall of Fame. As of now, she's not in the Hall of Fame. So Alicia Fox and Stacy Keibler is who I'm thinking of right now. And honorable mention, Cat. Go back to Cat was kind of going at it with. She went out with a lot of people. It was, if it wasn't Sable, it was Cat. And Cat also sided with China. So y'all go look up who Cat is. And on the men's side, on the men's side.
Oh, yeah, by the way, let me switch out Jay Cargill with Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, is it this guy? Okay. What is his name? Jesus, he went to UFC. What's the one that went to UFC?
Went to UFC,
and he was just on. He did a Vlad interview. I just seen it the other day.
Who?
Ken Shamrock. There you go, Ken Shamrock.
Oh, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet?
Hell no. UFC Hall of Fame, sure, but not the WWE Hall of Fame. Ken Shamrock.
Wait a minute.
I'll double check because I'm pretty sure he left on bad terms. Or did he get in the Hall of Fame?
He's not in there yet.
No, yeah, he got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame in 2003. Oh, he's in the TNA and Impact Wrestling's Hall of Fame. And is considered for a potential inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame. Good. I think
he should be in there. Damn, he not in WWE Hall of Fame?
Nope.
Damn.
Nope, TNA. He's in TNA Hall of Fame, but not in WWE. Quick answer is yes, because they inducted Ric Flair before he lost at WrestleMania. So I would say I would say yes, but John Cena wouldn't be my second guy. I know his last name, but I want to get his first name. Oh, I just remember Steve Blackman, the martial artist, Steve Blackman from back in the day, and they try to put this. He was a martial artist for real, and he had his notable championship was the hardcore title, and they try to put him up with Al Snow. Oh, I forgot about Al Snow. Jesus.
Al Snow and who was he tag team with?
He tagged with people. He tagged with Steve Blackman. He tagged
Steve
with
Blackman.
Maven. Steve Blackman. I mentioned Steve Blackman. That's my number 2 pick for the Hall of Fame. And Al Snow is my honorable mention. There you go. Al Snow is my honorable mention.
Okay. As far as the John Cena thing, wait until after it's over. Don't induct him while he's on it. Like, wait until after it's over.
And and to that question, Rey Mysterio is still active.
Yeah. Wait until after it's over. I mean, if you put him in now while they're still active, that kind of set the precedence that you can be inducted to the Hall of Fame while still active within the roster. Ric Flair is, of course, not as part of the roster, but yeah, he definitely. Damn. Yeah, wait until after the retirement tour. Don't do it while they still moving. Not moving like that, but don't do it while they're still active within the company.
Yeah, man. I hope John Cena tour comes through Houston or Detroit. Either one, I'm pulling up to either one. So I'm gonna try to pull up to them because I know I'm doing a lot of traveling in the month of April. And hopefully it doesn't do it. It's not in April because I'm still going to Atlanta the first weekend, and we got a movie to shoot in Puerto Rico on the third week of Atlanta. The third week of April. So hopefully not any of those days. Since we have his son Lex King in NXT, we should get Brian Pillman this year in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. How do I feel about that? And I will be okay with that if they let Lexus King induct him. Just like when Dusty Rhodes got inducted, both Cody inducted him, and I don't want to call him Goldust. What is his name? Cody's older brother. I keep forgetting his name because I always call him Goldust. They inducted him in the Hall of Fame. When it came to the Steiners, obviously Braun and a couple other and somebody else, I believe, inducted him as well. So I'm okay with active wrestlers inducting their ancestors or their parents or their grandparents into the Hall of Fame. Dustin Rhodes, thank you. I never care to call him Dustin Rhodes for some reason, but yeah, I would say Lex. If they let Lexus King induct him, I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. I want Brian Pillman to get a Hall of Fame. I just want his son to do it, so that way this will put Brian Pillman is going to get the respect he deserves, but it's also positioned Lex to jump rosters not this year, next year, or if not next year, the year after that. So I'm okay with that as far as thinking long term.
Comes down to it. Pleasantly just kind of woke up an emotion in me about Brian Pillman. That man should have been in there a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That man should have been there not just because of the stories, but that man was. Damn, I forgot about Pillman when we was talking about technical wrestlers.
But shit.
Pillman should have been in there. He should have been in there years ago. Because Pillman, he was indeed that guy. His knowledge of the game and his work within the ring solidified why he should have been in there. Which makes me ask the question: why is he not in there? Who was in control of putting them in there?
It was Vince. So let's. I don't have a problem with William Regal being in the Hall of Fame. I have zero problem with that. But let me see. I never looked into why he passed or how he passed. Excuse me. Let me see. On October 5th, 1997, Pillman was scheduled to wrestle Dude Love, that's Mick Foley, at the WWF pay-per-view In Your House 18. Bad Blood. Steve Austin relayed that Jim Cornette was instructed to find the whereabouts of Pillman. Cornette contacted the Budget Motel in Bloomington, Minnesota, where Pillman had stayed the previous night. It was told by the receptionist that Pillman was found dead in the hotel room by the maids earlier the day at 1:09 p.m. Central Time. He was 35 years old. An autopsy attributed Pillman's death to a heart attack. However, Steve also explained that this was caused by previous undetected, a word I cannot pronounce, starts with a long-ass letter that starts with the A, heart disease, a condition which had also led to the death of Pillman's father. The next night on Raw, the WWF paid tribute to Brian Pillman. Later that night, Vince McMahon interviewed Melinda Pillman. The interview was seen as being in poor taste and was awarded most disgusting promotional tactic award that year. Jesus Christ, Vince, what the fuck?
As much as I can say good about Vince, there's a lot of bad things I can say about Vince.
Jesus Christ, man, not a day after. Let the lady mourn.
Yeah, Vince was as good as he was with business, and I hate that I hate that Vince is getting this narrative, but it's just my opinion. Vince is an asshole. He was a business-minded asshole. He didn't care. Product came first. And I hate to even view Vince like that, but and this is not because of the allegations. The allegations is just Vince being a nasty, decrepit, despicable motherfucker. But other than that, Vince was just an asshole when it came to business. I mean, I don't like Hulk Hogan, but you listen to the story that Hogan told. You listen to the story that Iron Sheik tells. You listen to the story that Kevin Nash tells. I mean, but if you only listen to someone like Undertaker, he got nothing but good things to say about Vince. And that's not throwing Undertaker under the bus. But truth of the matter is, Vince messed over a lot of people. And the one who's been the most vocal about it is Bret Hart. And now that these things is coming out into the light, a lot more people are saying things about Vince. But when you look at how a lot of these wrestlers was treated by Vince, and we all know, you can see the change in the era. You can see the change in how things work because Vince is not there. But yeah, a lot of those, man, they'll tell you straight up, Vince was a piece of shit. What was my man's name? That guy, he threw the guy from the top of the rafters, put a cheese grater on the head, put a fork in his head. New Jack. Listen to what New Jack said about Vince outside of the mystical conspiracy stuff. But listen to how New Jack talked about Vince. Hell, listen to Swerve Strickland. It's a lot of guys that say things about Vince.
Mercedes Monet, aka
exactly. Yeah. So,
and that is what he passed from. Hey, how about the? Don't worry, y'all. I'm about to play it right now.
Atherosclerosis.
Heart attack.
Atherosclerosis.
Heart attack. I cannot pronounce that. So I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. I literally cannot pronounce that word.
Atherosclerosis.
Atherosclerosis. Well, I will go with it. So yeah, that's his. According to Steve Austin, his father had it. So yeah, it runs in the family. And keep in mind, remember Triple H? Not to say he had the same thing, but when it came to his heart, it ran in his family. And he was this close, and I mean this close to
get your ass to the hospital now.
Yeah, and I gotta go watch that interview again. When he was on Stephen A's World. I'm trying to figure out maybe how did they know to go to the hospital right now?
His doctor called him. I believe they either just did some tests. Yeah, I believe it because he had it with Stephen A. Smith. I believe they just did some tests on him or something like that. And they called him like, get to the hospital now. Whichever one is closer, get there. So when he got there, that's when they pretty much figured it out because I think he said he wasn't feeling good or something like that prior to it. And when he went to go get a checkup, that's when they ran some tests on him. But I think he was back home and they just told him get there now. I can't remember if he said like pack a bag. I know it was very emotional for him. But yeah, that's an interview you need to go rewatch.
That was that. Now that's some scary shit, y'all. Y'all go to the doctor. The last time I went to the doctor was October 23 or 20. I can actually look up the date because I remember I was having a conversation on Clubhouse about something. I don't remember, but yeah, October 23rd. It was right after my class reunion. Monday, October 23rd. Somebody said, "Go, just go." I went to the doctor. When it comes to diabetic, I'm a pre-diabetic. I am on the line. I need one more point, then I'm a full-blown type 1 diabetic, but I'm a pre-diabetic. And I was 343 pounds at that time. I dropped down to at least 290. I'm back up a little bit, not that much, but I'm getting back. I'm gonna get back down. All I gotta do is change my diet and go to the gym. Y'all go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. You just don't know.
310 to 270 in 3 months. Mm-hmm. That's what I walked into that gym with at 270. I'm gonna tell you right now. Even though I lost that fight, that's the best I done felt in about, I don't know, a good 5-6 years. Just getting that weight off, man. Then on top of that, I gotta get back on that. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of fell off a little bit because I came back home. Plus, when I was out there, I was eating good food and stuff like that. Then I came back home eating with the kids and stuff like that.
Yep.
But get away from the junk food. Get away from. I'm gonna tell you how I lost that weight. Very minimal water. Cut out the bread. Cut out the pasta. Cut out sugary foods. Cut out pop. All of that good stuff. What I did was a carnivore's diet. It was just straight red meat, salt, little bit of pepper. That's the only cheat that I think, and just a little bit of garlic, which you're not supposed to use garlic, but garlic is good for you. But it's hard. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. It's expensive and it's hard. And then on top of that, but when you start to drastically change your diet, like what did it for me was I was working out and I will only eat once a day. But it was kind of hard to do that because your body burns more fuel than it consumes. You see what I'm saying? But to walk in at 270, and even though I still looked at heavy, if I would have walked in there at 310, bro, I would have been embarrassed. You see what I'm saying? But to come in there at 270,
right?
I tell people all the time, man, go get everything checked out. We getting up there in age, bro. You gotta make sure you get everything checked out. Period.
Yeah, man.
Don't wait too late.
To this point, I cut out a lot of sweets, a lot of sugars. I don't eat desserts. I can probably count on my hand how many times I done ate dessert in the last year. So cut the sugar out. Replace most of your foods with salads. Honestly, mine was from Whataburger, double patty, spicy chicken. I would eat that for lunch. Whatever I cook from home, I eat that. And as far as breakfast go, I try not to eat breakfast, or if I do oatmeal, Lord knows I don't like oatmeal. So I just keep it towards salad and one thing for dinner, and also try to eat within a time period. Intermittent fasting is what they call it. So that's just a suggestion. But the best thing to do is go to your doctor. They will give you the best. They will give you the best information. Go to a dietitian, and they will tell you what you need to do regarding that. But that's. I just wanted to put that out there because with the Brian Pillman, with Triple H, go to the doctor, go get checked out. I went to the doctor October 23rd, 2023. Best decision that I made. I was 343, nowhere near that now. And I got a lot to go before I drop down to 260. I'm gonna drop down to 260 or 265. Now they want me to drop down to 210. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm voluntarily not trying to do that. They said if I was in the military, I need to drop down to 180. That's definitely not happening. No, thank you. But I'll get down to 210. So we'll see. That's just a PSA. We just want to throw that out there because we want you guys to be healthy. Trust me, the results are there. I can tell you from experience, the results are there. But
most definitely.
Damn, an hour and a half. Shit.
Yeah, we did it this one, dog. 2 weeks off. But you know what though? We got it all in. We covered quite a bit. Now we ain't taking no 2 weeks off again though. Next week we're gonna be right back in this thing.
Yeah, we're right back here. Cause trust me, we was almost gonna cancel because my iPad folded like a cheap tent because of the ice here. Slipped, broke.
How is that ice?
Terrible, garbage. I hate it. I don't know why you Midwesters or East New Yorkers, I want to deal with this shit, man. Come down south. I'm just trying to say it. That was terrible. It was worse.
As I'm saying, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Now I was saying it was worse today because of the ice. But I had to switch my Bronco because I drive it for work. I had to switch it to slippery mode, turn go mode on, and change the suspension. So I want to be slipping and sliding everywhere.
Let me tell you, when I seen that video that you posted, I believe you posted it on TikTok when you was walking in the snow.
Yeah,
and I was mad as hell.
I was mad. Oh no, I was hot.
Hey, that's an everyday thing now. We're in a later part of January here in Detroit, so we ain't got it that bad now. 10 years ago, early part of January, yeah. Oh, what y'all going through now? I went through that in high school. That was in 08. So I'm telling you,
whoever said global warming is fake, fuck you. Fuck you twice. I mean that shit.
It's not that bad. Get you a snow shovel. Get you some chains to put on your tires. Drive slow. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here driving like you speed racer in the snow. Even if you got a heavy truck, slow your ass down because all it takes is one patch of black ice and it's over. Your ass is out of control. But yeah, slow y'all ass down there. Y'all don't even have the vehicles or y'all ain't got the equipment to take care of the heavy snow. Have they started plowing y'all roads yet?
No, we don't.
Damn.
No. Fuck no. Hell no.
Y'all start putting salt down yet?
Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm only putting salt on my food. I'm putting salt on no damn road.
Oh shit.
What's your target weight? What's the goal? According to medical doctors, the target goal is 210. Let me get down to 260, 265. And then once I'm out of this field of I'm on a day job, then we'll see about going down to 210. But that's my target goal.
Yeah. I was when I was in my heyday of boxing, I sat around 205. When I was in the military, I hung around 205, 210, even though I was considered overweight. But yeah, right now I'm probably sitting around like 275, maybe 280 right now. I'm gonna lose 60 pounds. Yeah, I want to get down to about at least 220. If I can get down to 220, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to drop as much weight as I can because, like I said, we're going to Puerto Rico for 4 nights. I have a movie that they want to shoot out there. I won't, like I said, I'm not telling people who's part of the project. Just know that you guys know them in this space. If I say one of the names before, the other one I'm gonna keep it secret. If you guys know who Ashton is, that's my guy. The other person, you guys will just find out later. But we will do that. Yeah, I heard the snow in Florida. Hey, shout out to you. At least you warm. You didn't experience what we experienced. But we're gonna get out of here. I don't got an outro. I'm gonna work on that. I thought I did one already, but I need to go piece that up together. We're gonna have an outro by next week. But Seth, any final words?
No, I ain't got no final words. Other than the fact is make sure y'all come back next Wednesday. Appreciate you, pleasantly pretentious for stopping by and being active in the chat. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, share it out. Make sure y'all come see us next week so we can have some more wrestling talk. But if Raw on Monday on Netflix, don't get their shit right. You got 1 week left, and then we're gonna start talking about AEW. And I'm gonna start bringing more Perk Angle clips.
We're not doing that to Kurt. We're not doing it.
Hey, Perk Angle, dog. But I appreciate it. Yeah, make sure y'all come to visit us next week too.
Yeah, man. This is Wrestling Wednesday. I'm Chris J. That's Cellulite. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Deuces.